everyone, welcome to the April 26, 2020 NCAC meeting. I'm Charlie Nanda, I'm the chair of the Needham Council for Arts and Culture. So I'm just going to confirm that our members are here and we'll do an audio roll call. Sharon Breitbart.
Here.
Elizabeth Cook will not be able to attend today. She's going to Europe tomorrow on a world tour, jealous. Julia Gould.
Here.
Samantha Hoff. No Sam. Gail Lustig. No Gail. Betsy Mullane said she had a work thing that just came up, so she's not going to be able to be here. Bala Mutukarapan.
Here.
You look very nice, Bala, today. Hi.
I just came back from work, so I had to.
Thanks.
I actually went to the Contemporary Art Museum today, so we'll talk about
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Where are you in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
it's right
ITA?
across from my work. Yeah,
Oh,
workplace.
nice.
We had like a team building activity with folks from other offices join. So
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
I want a team building activity at ICA. Let's go.
well,
Okay,
I picked that one. So
Oh, good.
there you go.
I'm here, and Corrine Rhodes.
Here?
Hi. Corrine, did you have a S on the end of your name?
No.
Okay. You're multiple people. I just said Corrine Rhodes.
I am.
Yeah. Heather Simmons. Oh, no, I don't see Heather. And Joni Shockett.
I'm here.
Hi, Joni. And
Hi.
Dennis Zhang. Hi, Dennis. I see your face.
Hi, Charlie. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Good to see you.
Dennis.
So I'm going to do a quick one saying that this is a openly conducted remote meeting because of the state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the coronavirus outbreak. And just be careful that because this meeting is recorded and we can see your beautiful backgrounds and anything that you show on screen. So if you want to say something, raise your hand. I don't think we have anybody in audio today. Everyone's on video. So let's move on. We don't have any minutes to approve right now. We did our roll call and we have a treasurer update first. I am so happy to say that Corrine has totally rolled into the position like a champ. We are so lucky to have her. You submitted, was it 4 grants?
4 grants totaling 4,750.
So how many do we have left then? I think
It looks like I haven't had a chance to do a hard reconciliation.
I think we have 6, right?
6 is what I counted.
That's pretty good. Yay. So we're
Yeah.
on our way. We'll just track. I know one of
Yeah.
them is asked for their paperwork again. And so they have that. And so we'll roll in a bunch of them at Gorsville's. Maybe you want to send a reminder to the people who haven't submitted. It's just like get the paperwork in. Some people get feel like they don't want to do it before they've done their project or something, but just remind them that it's fine to do it before the project. Okay, the next thing is municipal funding update. The town meeting is on May 2nd, so that's when they're going to be approving the $8,300. Fingers crossed, that's in their operating budget. Information about town meetings on the website if anyone wants to look at how that looks on there. It's an exciting, very long document. The next thing in our agenda is the artist reception. So I did talk to Linda at North Hill and they've agreed to host again, which is awesome. Yay. I'm having a hard time with them getting a date down pat because someone's out of the office, I think, because it's spring break. So I had originally asked for May 16th, but that seems like that's coming up so soon. So I requested June 14th, which was the next date on our agenda, which seemed like a good time. Does anybody have a big problem with June 14th if they come back with that one? Okay, so we'll see what they say. It'd be nice, I think, to end our year with the artist reception too. Then we'll send out some invitations. If anybody has anyone specifically they want to invite, you can forward the invitation along. We have like 273 people on our mailing list right now. Obviously, they won't all come. Usually we have about, I think, like 30 or 40. We invite the select board and usually a couple people from there show up and some of the artist groups. And basically we go eat, we have a little wine and cheese and then they go around the table and say what their organization's up to. And then there's usually a speaker. So does anybody have ideas on speakers? Someone suggested David Slattery, who usually comes to the meeting. He is part of the Massachusetts Cultural Council. He was the interim director before Michael Bobbitt stepped in. So he kind of has some interesting knowledge about, and he's from Needham. So he might be interesting to talk to. He's more of a finance background. Gloria Gavris, who was the Newton Community Pride chair, or Blair, who's also the executive director at Newton Community Pride, and she's from Needham. Anybody else have any other ideas? Maybe you're an artist or something. What are you interested in? Anybody interested in hearing from someone specifically? Any votes on there? I don't know, I thought David might be an interesting person to talk to. Last time we had Paula Gannon. She was fascinating. I thought it went on a little bit too long. So maybe just having like a 15-minute,
I think Amy would be great.
Amy. This Amy?
Yeah.
This Amy?
I don't know where I am on your screen.
Top of the list.
Yeah, maybe. Can we give it, Amy, will you take a few minutes to tell us about our town? I know you never really get a platform to speak. That's a good idea.
Interesting. I may have a conflict on the 14th, just FYI.
Oh, okay.
So, but if I don't,
I can go, I mean, they obviously haven't gotten back to me with dates. I can propose another date as well. If the Tuesday before is the 7th?
Probably the 7th.
June 7th, yeah.
I just think there's so much going on and that Amy has done in arts and culture for our town. Like,
Of course.
it would be great to hear about. Just my 2 cents. Or we can meet for coffee and you can tell me personally, and that's it.
Bad idea. And then you can also talk about the Dedham Cultural Council. I mean, we don't have to have a speaker if people don't feel like we need to do that. I do kind of feel like the energy is more fun when people are walking around and chatting rather than, because we end up sitting in a big circle and sitting, but maybe that's just me.
I would agree with that. I think having like a formal speaking program feels a little out of place for kind of the reception that it is. But I do like the idea of talking about what's going on in the town and why we're all here and, what we can do to kind of keep the momentum. So I'm not sure if there's a way to do that organically.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always nice to do like a kickoff and say, hey, this is why we're here and this is what we're doing. And it doesn't have to be like a formal 20-minute speech. It can be a quick 5-minute thing, right? And then sort of like have the mix and mingle, if you will. So yeah, it would be nice to have somebody do that. Amy, if Amy's up for it. Or
Yeah,
I
maybe
like
we
the
can always.
idea. I like the idea of hearing what's going on in our town and then connecting it to the state of the arts in the state.
Correct, yeah.
So, a few minutes from Amy and a few minutes from David, I think would be a nice tie-in, but informal. They don't have to be at a podium. They can, if they don't want to. If they want to, they can. But just an informal kind of 3 to 5 minute check-in on what's going on, because it's been a couple of years
Right.
since there's been any kind of check-in.
Maybe they can rearrange that room. Instead of putting the chairs in a big square table, we'll put the tables against the wall with a few chairs for people who may want or need to sit down. And then the rest, if we put the food in the room, then we just have a big space to mingle in, and people can everyone can say, and then usually members of the groups that are representative introduce themselves and say a quick second thing, and we can just go around the room that way.
I love that.
I like your house, Sharon.
Thank you.
Great, we'll have it at
A
your
little tough to clean sometimes, but
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so should I then come back to them and say June 7th is better? Is that a better date?
I think so. Actually, the reason June 14th was sticking out of me, there's actually a select board meeting that night that I have to attend.
Oh, okay.
So even if you wanted to extend an invitation to select board members, they wouldn't be able to go because they have a meeting on the 14th.
Okay. No, that's.
what does the 7th look
That's a
like?
reason to change it.
Yeah. Is there any big meetings on the 7th?
Not that I am seeing.
Okay, great. Well, I guess it's good she hasn't gotten back to me then. Can change it again. Awesome. Okay, so we'll send out invitations for that. And then the survey we have on the agenda here again, that's something we'll do over the summer. I just need one person to help me edit it again. Does anyone want to volunteer? I was just going to basically use what we used last year and then go over it and see if we needed to add anything else to it.
I'll help you.
Yay, Joni, my editing queen. Thank you. All right. And then the next thing, is the public art committee update. So we've been working on the mural RFQ. It's really exciting. We finally got to a good spot. We sent a scope over to Makosi, and they have approved it. They had a couple questions to follow up. So the scope in the RFQ is looking great. We resolved some of the questions from last time that Gail brought up, and the committee all thought it looked great. So it's ready. The timeline is there. It's Amy's working on putting it on the town's website. It has to have an affidavit step where people, which is the legal part of agreeing that you are have had an economic impact due to the coronavirus, because this is the ARPA grant funding. So that's going to be a form that's attached to the online form when you apply. So it'll all kind of be in one place, which is awesome.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
There's $20,000 toward 2 murals, but then it's $14,000 for 1 mural.
Yeah, we're doing that 14,000 to this first one. That's the big one.
And then it's just 6 for the second.
6
Yeah,
for
it's
the
very
second.
small.
Yeah, so it'll be smaller, or we're gonna, Betsy's so ready to fundraise. She's been itching to do some fundraising. So I imagine when we come up with whatever this second project is, she'll fundraise a little bit for it, or it'll be wherever that one comes from. There's no, I don't think there's any timeline on when we have to achieve this second one. And if you see the timeline for this first mural, it's going to take a while, I think. The RFQ will go out in the next few days, and then the deadline is June 8th. So then the answers have to go out by the 21st. So whoever's on the committee has to meet between the 8th and the 21st to review everything that's been
Are the
submitted.
dates changed? Because we still have May 31st.
The dates have not changed. May 3rd. Oh, you might be looking at an old one.
Yeah, that's the one that was sent out today.
The one I'm looking at says June 1st and June 8th.
Okay. I don't have that one. I just printed it out from the email you sent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's okay. As long as I know the dates were changed, that's fine.
Yeah, the deadline is, yeah, I did change it to the 8th, so
Okay.
hopefully it got changed in the right place. So does anybody have any other questions? We don't need to vote on it necessarily, but does anybody have any other questions before we move on for it? Julia is going to work on a flyer. Heather and Bala have been working on emails, artist emails, so that will get pushed out. Hi, Heather. I just mentioned your name, that you guys are working on emails to push out the mural RFQ to artists in the next couple days. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm so sorry I came on late. So
We're glad you're
My-
here.
apologies.
We're glad you're here. So I will reach out to the Public Art Committee, the selection committee, and whoever's on it, to come up with a date between the 9th and 17th to meet, to go over what we've gotten. We'll probably talk before that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get enough and won't have to extend the RFQ deadline, which happens often. But we do need a selection committee. So the one thing is we're going to use some of our Public Art Committee, but the other members of the selection committee, we're looking for someone from the Needham Heights area, a resident. we're looking for a visual artist, and we're looking for someone who's a youth, like 18 and under. So 3 community members. So we need suggestions for that. Does anybody know anybody around that lives around the Needham Heights area? They think they would be a good fit.
So high school students, basically.
Yeah, these are 3 different people. We need a visual artist. So a resident of Needham Heights, which I think is maybe the hardest one because I don't necessarily know anyone in that area in particular. I know, Joni, you live in Needham Heights, don't you?
I
live in
do.
Bala, do you live in Needham Heights?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Do you have someone in mind that might be a good fit?
Yeah, definitely. I can think. Let me think, and then.
I know I have somebody in mind. She's a glass artist. And
Yeah, I mean, this person, I don't think necessarily has to be a visual artist, but,
Okay.
and it might be better for them to not be a visual artist, maybe, just because we have someone, I mean, they might be able to fit the visual artist category if instead of anybody else. So
I know in that case, I do know a couple of people. I know one is my daughter's piano teacher who's very interested in the neighborhood. And then the other one, a good friend of mine lives over there. I don't know if that is, well-spoken and
fine, it
thoughtful.
could be someone you know, if as long as you think it'd be someone who would be good for looking at
yeah,
art.
I have several people I could reach out to also who live in the Heights who are very interested.
Okay, well, let's knock heads because you 3 are on the public art
Right.
committee, so we can come together and talk about that.
Heather, who's the piano teacher?
Sussman? Steven
Oh,
Sussman?
yeah, Steve. Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve
everybody
was
knows
was one of David's my son's piano teachers.
him. He's
Steve
pretty
Spitzer was
amazing.
the other.
But I think he has strong feelings too about what's been going on building wise over there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So does
I feel
the
like
other
everybody knows that guy.
Well, you guys are the 2 leads. Do you of the public art committee? You want to knock heads and come up with?
Yeah, Heather, you want to talk and we'll come up
for
with
those 2
some
roles?
people?
Do you think you could find someone for the youth, unless anybody else has someone in like the high school age? We could also reach out to Maria, the art teacher, or if anybody's friend's daughter or son is in the high school. Dennis, if you can think of anyone who's interested in art, who's like in the later grades in high school, that might be good.
My son's in freshman high school, so.
Is he in any of the art classes? I feel like it'd be good
art.
I'd love to
someone-
let the art teacher reach out, let us know if there's a senior.
Yeah.
I think it would be good. Not to belittle your son at all, Bella, not at all. But I think I'd like to, see a senior.
I can reach out to Maria.
Who might
then
really
and
take it
ask her.
seriously and yeah.
Okay.
So,
Cool. And then you guys will work on the other 2. And if anybody
Yeah.
has suggestions, send it to Joni or Heather.
okay. Heather, let's talk this week, Wednesday, Thursday.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Thursday's not great, but
Whatever. Well,
Sure.
tomorrow I can't. I'm tied up all day, unfortunately, with some stuff I have to do. But Thursday evening, Friday, anytime.
Friday's probably better.
Okay, so then let's.
You got
plan
each
on
other's
Friday.
emails, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For the marketing committee update, we don't really have much. Julie's just going to work on that. You said the Facebook post thing for the RFQ. And then I don't know. Do you guys notice the Needham website? The town's website has been updated. It looks better. Our page still, Abala, I remember we talked about for a while. Our page still kind of needs some rewrites. It still talks about need arts a little bit. So maybe that could be something we really work on towards the beginning of this year, over the summer or September. I feel like fall is a good time to rewrite all that stuff.
Yeah, that we can make that a priority.
Yeah, and I know we'll have to change like the dates, the scheduling section and the board section, the council members section. So we can do that all up at once in September. I got a message apparently for recruiting. I think the town, June is a big time for them in summer to recruit. Is that when they send out like, we're looking for more committee members for certain areas? Does that always happen in the summer, Amy?
You know, I don't know the answer to that question specifically. I think so the email that was sent out went to all committees.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you should feel like you need to do anything right now. I mean,
Yeah.
that NCAC sort of, added people along the way throughout the year. So I would say continue to do that. That you wouldn't need to force timing on it.
I guess maybe it's a moot point because normally there is something goes in the Needham Times over the summer, and I think we got a bunch of people interested after that, but there's not going to be a Needham Times this summer, so who knows where all that people are going to get that info. But so we still need to do some recruiting. We're losing Sharon and Gail in June, so there's going to be holes in our hearts. We'll only have 11 members, and so some more new blood would be great. And that's about it for the meeting. Well, I'll work on a calendar for our next meeting for second Tuesdays, still working it well for everybody in the fall. I was gonna propose that we skip our May 16th meeting and move it further back. So if we're gonna change our meeting to June 7th, the reception, the only thing we need to do left is elections, which we usually do in June. I don't know if we could I don't think we can add it to the artist reception. Maybe we should have it another meeting in June before we leave, and then we'll have July and August basically off. That's normally, and so when we'll start up again, like very late August. I think we have to have our priorities posted by September 1st. So we need to meet like the last week in August to be able to meet that deadline, if that sounds good. But the Public Art Committee will still meet because we'll have to meet in June, and then we'll probably have to meet again to discuss the artists and their proposals, the community engagement session that has to happen. I changed that date today. I don't know if you caught that, Amy. I don't know if you posted the RFQ, but I did change the date because the date they had to have the community engagement session by was September 1st. And I thought maybe we should have it further in September because people are away all summer.
Right.
So I think.
I haven't posted it yet. I'm going to do that all tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, good to know. I put it in the comments section so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, keep recruiting. Our next meeting will be is to be determined then if everyone's okay with that. Hopefully we'll see each other June 7th at the artist reception. And then we'll try to throw in one more for elections in June. And then we'll have a summer hiatus while the mural gets bubbling. Cool. That's it. Does anybody have any other questions or scheduling or any? Oh, the only other thing is that the Mass Cultural Council has requested $22.5 million, which is an increase in the budget for the year. And someone named Dylan Fernandez submitted a budget recommendation to try to increase it to 27.4 because of coronavirus. So hopefully, we'll have a little bit more of an increase in our funding next year from the MCC, but we'll have so much more from the town, fingers crossed, on May 2nd. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, follow up, and we'll see you hopefully June 7th. Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.